first thing you're going to want to do is start with your bowl really cold. I put mine into the freezer to get it really cold, and then you're going to add a cup of heavy cream and a third cup of this allulose, it's called. Sugar, you can probably use different kinds of sugar, but this powdered allulose works really good for the texture and everything of the ice cream. Now this right here, I'm going to make the vanilla, so you're going to add, you know, just like a little capful of vanilla, about a half a teaspoon, and then your whipping cream and your allulose. It's really simple. That's the base of your ice cream. And from there, you can make all different flavors. I think the first flavor I'm going to try is one of my favorites. I'm going to make some mint and chip ice cream. This is the first time I've made the base, the vanilla, and I've made chocolate and different ones, but I've never made this mint and chip one. So you'll be making it with me for the first time. So let's hope it turns out really good. We've got our heavy cream in here, and I'm adding the allulose, and I'm going to go back to the blender and just blend it all up and do it just kind of like right before it gets to the you know, the soft peaks in there, and just fold, and then I'm going to fold my chocolate chips. So I'll be right back after I blend this all together and show you what it looks like. I found these chocolate mint flavored baking chips. I'm going to add those, and I'm going to I think I'm going to make it look like real mint and chip that you buy at the store. So I got a little bit of green food coloring. I hope I get this right for you guys. And then I have some peppermint flavored extract, so we'll see how this comes out. Then I added about a third of a cup of my mint chips. You can't really see them in there, but they're in there and they smell delicious. I think I'm going to add some more because you can't really see them. The green really covers them up. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour it into my mason jar, and then I'm going to put it into the freezer for about 4 or 5 hours. I find a lot of people say 1 hour, but I find that it turns out the best if you leave it in for at least 4 hours. So here it is, ready in our jar, our mint and chip ice cream. I'm going to put this in the freezer, and I'm going to start on my next recipe, which is the butter pecan ice cream. And I'm going to start, I have these chopped pecans, but they're not really chopped, so I'm going to chop them a little bit more and get them ready for my next ice cream. Here's our mint and chip. Look at the texture of this. It looks so good. It's creamy and fluffy, and it's got the chocolate chips in there. You're going to love this one. We just washed up our stuff to make our next ice cream, which is our butter pecan. We got our pecans chopped up. We're going to need a half a cup of chopped pecans and 4 tablespoons of butter. And then we're going to put this all into the frying pan and cook the pecans until the butter and all is caramelized, like a really nice caramel amber color. And just make sure you chop up your pecans enough so that you can get, you know, a little pecan in each bite instead of just big chunks of pecan in it. And so now we're going to go to the stove and cook up our pecans. So we just put our pecans and our butter in there, and then we're going to stir this until the butter melts and it gets into like a thicker caramely pecan thing. And then we'll just basically add this to our base. And I also like to add just a little pinch of salt to it, so it gets that salted caramely kind of taste to it. And you just keep stirring this, and you know it's done when it has that fragrant smell to it. Once again, we made our whip with our heavy cream and allulose and our vanilla, and we're ready now to add in our butter pecans. Oh my gosh, doesn't that look amazing? I can't wait hardly to try this. This is going to be so good. Look at that, all those pecans in there. All the different textures in there with the creaminess, and then the the toasted almonds that give it that little crunch. That's going to be so good. So it looks pretty much like this, like that golden brown amber color when it's done. Then I'm just going to set this aside and make my ice cream while this cools. So here's our butter pecan. I added some more pecans on the top, and I'm going to put this in the freezer with the others. And here we have our yummy butter pecan with all of our pecans in there that we sauteed on the stove in butter and our cream, and this is just luscious. And none of the ice creams, none of the keto ice creams that I have bought and tried at the store even come close to this, because this is just like real ice cream. It's creamy, it melts in your mouth. It's not hard where you have to like practically break your spoon to get into it. It's just so delicious. For the next flavor, I'm going to make the chocolate. Some people call this death by chocolate. So we're going to start with our base again and just whip it. You're going to want to add 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. And you just blend this in. Just get it in there really good, mixed well, incorporated really well. The next thing I did is I just whipped it some more in with the mixer after I folded it in, and it comes out to like this chocolate mousse consistency, and I'm telling you, this is going to be so good. The next thing you're going to do is add it to your jar. So this is what it looks like, the chocolate. I'm going to stick this into the freezer for 4 hours. So I just want to show you guys the texture of this ice cream. Doesn't that look delicious? Turned out really good. This is really rich and creamy. All of these ice creams, all of them they're way better than any of the ice creams that I've tried at the store that were the keto. All of them had like, the ones I bought at the store had like a texture that was just like a frozen solid, but these are really nice and creamy. You can see, you know, it's just like closest to the real deal. Okay, so by now you guys know the drill. We're going to make our base, which is our heavy whipping cream, 1 cup, 1/3 cup of the allulose, and a teaspoon of vanilla. And I just chopped up these strawberries because the next flavor we're going to make is strawberry ice cream. So I hope you guys can see this, but what I did was I just chopped up a bunch of strawberries into little pieces, and I put it into our whip. Then I just added a little bit of red food coloring, and I'm just going to fold them in like this. Kind of go from the bottom to the top and just fold the strawberries in. I think this one is going to be my favorite. I love strawberries. I love strawberry ice cream, and this just looks so delicious to me. Actually, I ran out of heavy whipping cream. I thought of so many more flavors that I wanted to try, but I'll have to save those for another video. And I hope you like these recipes. We're going to put these in the freezer for 4 hours, and then we'll do our taste test. And this is our strawberry. Who doesn't love strawberry ice cream in the summer? Ooh, these are going to be some really good ice creams to serve. You can make these with your kids or your friends and your family, and they're super simple. You can just see all of the chunks of the strawberries in there. So good, it's strawberry. And there we have all the flavors. I made the chocolate, the strawberry, butter pecan, and mint and chip.